it's seamless. It's really like a hidden gem, I would describe it as. It's just running there in the background. Nobody notices it's there from one day to the next, but the benefits that you're getting from it are significant.
Typically, CHP really only has two main benefits. The first is energy savings when compared to buying electricity from the grid and running your boilers on site. And then the other is actually a reduction in CO2 emissions, again when comparing to using a boiler on site and buying your primary energy or your electricity from the national grid.
This is the boiler that heats the hotel. This is the hotel, and this is the electricity going into the hotel. But there is a more efficient way. A combined heat and power engine can give the hotel both electricity and heat.
Primarily heats the hot water and the heating and a swimming pool, which we have, and the electricity is supplying I'd say around about 40+% of the hotel's daily load when it's in operation.
Typically with a CHP unit, what you're looking for is a consistent heat load, not just during the winter time but for the whole of the year, to allow the machine to operate to its maximum potential. So you're looking really at no less than 4,000 hours. You're looking at, firstly, from a traditional way of sizing, base heat load, and by that we mean looking at the summer loads, and then the boilers will top up in the winter time. In terms of power, once we've looked at the thermal side, again we want to make sure that all the power that's being utilised is being produced and utilised within the actual campus or in the hotel or whichever sector we're involved with.
Initially, once we've agreed what we're going to do with the client through a detailed design phase, we'll have a pre-start meeting where everyone is going to be involved in the project, is going to sit down around a meeting and talk through the various health and safety aspects involved in the installation, and also what potential conflicts we could have on site in terms of kind of noise creation or other works going on at the site during our installation phase. From that point then we'll have a mobilisation phase where we basically get set up on site, create our compound area, and basically get started, get the contractors working and following the programme that we've agreed with the client.
Typically, we would expect a CHP to last for at least 15 years. The reason why we say that is because we actually have signed up with customers to 15-year maintenance contracts. Maintenance contracts are absolutely key to the success of a CHP. Typically the paybacks are 4 years on average, depending on spark gap. But we do, as I say, sign up to contracts for 15 years plus. And within that 15-year period, we're not only just doing the routine servicing, which would incorporate oil changes, spark plugs and filters, typically what you'd expect on a spark ignition engine, but we're also doing major overhauls. So one of the key requirements of a CHP scheme is to ensure that you've got a long-term operational contracts in place, ideally with the CHP provider who's installed a CHP, so you maximise the potential benefits from the unit over that period.
Working with Cogenco in lead up to the replacement of the old machine, we provided obviously good solid information to say that this unit, for example, in the London Heathrow Marriott Hotel was going to benefit us from a cost savings point of view of around about £500 a day if it was in operation.